Start on a corner and determine if the panel will extend past the corner or be held flush. For the first panel on a wall, you should have marks on the panel ledge to position the panel. You will need to put some glue on the ledge to seal it. Using the sausage gun, lay a tall bead of panel adhesive the length of the panel location. Have a flat bar, a mallet or hammer, and a level handy, as well as an impact driver with the proper bit. 2 people should be able to handle the panel on the ground level. They should be on either side, mid-span. Pick up the panel, either by hand or by machine, and walk the bottom over until it bumps the ribbon band. Then lean the panel up and hold it against the wall. While one person is holding the panel against the wall, the other can be tapping the panel to the layout marks on the ledge. Holding a 2x4 against the OSB will prevent it from crushing while tapping. Now the panel needs to be leveled. Determine which side of the panel is high and drive the lower corner screw on that side. The top of the panel can be moved over by inserting the flat bar under the low side. If it is a small adjustment, the top of the panel can be nudged while checking with the level. When it's good, drive a couple screws, then stand back and check that it fits the way it's supposed to. If it goes up to the roof line, the angle cut on the top should be about a ½ inch below the top corner of the beam. This allows room for a foam gap under the roof panel. Screw the board holding the lift straps into the OSB face of the panel about half of the distance between the center and top of the panel. This shows how one home builder used some blocks which their carpenters fabricated on site. The blocks were convenient for reaching the screws from the edges of the panels in difficult situations. Either way, be sure you have screws with threads actually in and through the OSB. Use robust screws such as GRK 5/16 by 2½ inch long. The panels are relatively light for their size, but having one damaged by dropping to the ground, or more importantly, having someone get hurt, is not worth the risk created by saving a few seconds in setting plenty of screws. You can also lift a single panel with straps held to the panel by a 2x4 or 2x6 with 6 screws. If you have pre-assembled 2 or 3 panels on the ground, use a long 2x6 for the straps and screw the board into each panel to keep the assembly from flexing in the air. You can also attach a rope or strap to hold the panel steady as it's lifted into the air. Or, a long 2x4 can be useful to steady the panel and then push the bottom of the panel to where it needs to be on the sill plate. Leaning a tall ladder against the panel also helps to stabilize it while the first 2 or 3 screws are driven home. At this point, you can insert splines into the slot, pushing the spline down from above. If the panel breaks halfway on a post or beam, do not drive the screws so much that they constrict or crush the spline groove. The plywood splines can be installed in their groove when the panel is up. If there's a horizontal seam at the top of the panel, make sure that the vertical spline is below the bottom of the horizontal groove. On the gable ends, the wall panels are usually stacked on top of the other. The horizontal seam should already have a spline in it.